This image from 1961 shows Major Erik Bond, a Swedish officer serving with the United Nations peacekeeping forces during the Congo crisis, moments after surviving an ambush. He was shot twice, once in the left arm and once in the chest. Despite his serious injuries, Bond's determination and courage remained evident, symbolizing the resilience of peacekeepers in one of the most volatile conflicts of the 20th century. The Congo crisis, sparked after the country's independence from Belgium in 1960, was a chaotic and violent period involving political turmoil, civil war, and international intervention. UN forces, including soldiers like Major Bonde, faced life-threatening situations as they tried to restore peace. What do you think drives individuals to risk their lives for peace in such dangerous conflicts? Behold the tomb of Aeolus, a heartfelt tribute from ancient times. The inscription reads, "Cheerful little dog, whose loss to fleeting fate pained me beyond measure." This moving epitaph immortalizes Aeolus, a beloved pet whose owner expressed deep sorrow over its passing. In antiquity, pets were often cherished companions, much like today. Tombs like this reveal not only the bond between humans and animals, but also the way grief transcends time and cultures. Such inscriptions provide a rare glimpse into the emotions of people who lived thousands of years ago. How do you think expressions of love and loss have evolved or stayed the same throughout history? This photograph from circa 1911 captures workers commuting to their job on a 350-foot rope ladder during the construction of the Crooked River Bridge in Oregon. Suspended high above the canyon floor, these men faced not only the dangers of the climb, but also the precarious task of building a structure at such dizzying heights. The Crooked River Bridge was an engineering marvel of its time, symbolizing progress and determination. Yet the risks taken by these workers highlight the extreme conditions faced by laborers during the early 20th century, often without the safety measures we rely on today. Would you have the courage to scale such a ladder for work? How do you think construction safety has evolved since then? That last photo was definitely a noteworthy moment, and so is this one. It's a chilling reminder of the incredible risks taken in the past, where danger was just part of the job. From scaling precarious ladders to balancing on steel beams, these workers embodied courage and resilience, often with no safety harnesses or modern equipment to protect them. Photos like these make us wonder, what drove people to take such extreme risks for progress? Was it necessity, adventure, or simply a reflection of the times? What's the most daring thing you've seen or done in pursuit of progress? This photograph from 1937 shows members of the Young Pioneers, a Soviet youth group, undergoing a gas mask drill in Leningrad. These drills were part of broader preparations as tensions in Europe rose during the interwar period. The Soviet Union emphasized military readiness, even among its youth, teaching them skills like first aid, basic combat training, and chemical defense. The Young Pioneers, akin to scouting organizations but aligned with communist ideology, were instrumental in instilling discipline and loyalty to the state. This image reflects the growing militarization of society in the years leading up to World War II, where even children were trained for potential conflict. What do you think it was like for children to grow up with such intense preparation for war? This photograph from 1880 shows guides assisting tourists up a pyramid in Egypt, a time when climbing these ancient monuments was still permitted. Back then, tourists were drawn to the pyramids not only for their historical significance, but also for the thrill of scaling these incredible structures. The guides, often locals, were skilled at helping visitors navigate the steep and uneven surfaces, creating a unique experience that is now a thing of the past. By the mid-20th century, concerns over preservation and safety led to strict restrictions on climbing these iconic monuments, ensuring they remain protected for future generations. Would you have taken the opportunity to climb a pyramid back in the day, or do you think preserving them is more important? This image from 1880 captures the sheer challenge of scaling one of Egypt's iconic pyramids. Back then, tourists were allowed to climb these ancient wonders, often with the help of local guides who knew every step and crevice. It was both a physical and mental feat, as the steep angles and uneven surfaces tested even the most adventurous visitors. Climbing the pyramids was seen as a once-in-a-lifetime experience. But over time, concerns about preserving these 4,500-year-old structures led to climbing restrictions. Today, these monuments are protected as UNESCO World Heritage Sites, ensuring their legacy endures. Would you have attempted this challenging climb, or do you think it's best left untouched for preservation? In 1957, Laika, a stray dog from the streets of Moscow, became the first Earth-born creature to orbit the planet aboard Sputnik 2. This historic mission, launched from Kazakhstan, was a key moment in the space race between the Soviet Union and the United States. Laika's journey marked a scientific breakthrough, but also sparked ethical debates. At a time when space travel was uncharted territory, her mission helped scientists understand the effects of spaceflight on living organisms. Sadly, Laika did not survive the trip, but her sacrifice paved the way for human space exploration. How do you view Laika's role in history, as a heroic pioneer or a symbol of the ethical challenges of progress? In 1904, tragedy struck on the East River in New York City when the General Slocum, a passenger steamship, caught fire and sank. More than 1,000 people perished in the disaster, making it one of the deadliest maritime accidents in American history. The fire broke out while the ship was on a church outing, and despite frantic efforts to save passengers, many were trapped or unable to escape due to faulty safety equipment and poor preparedness. The event led to significant reforms in maritime safety laws, including stricter fire regulations and life-saving protocols on ships. How do you think this tragedy shaped public safety measures at the time? This 1951 photo takes us to the Palisades Park Beautiful Legs contest, a quirky yet fascinating event where judges focused solely on the contestants' legs, thanks to pillowcases covering the rest of their bodies. The unusual rule was meant to eliminate bias and ensure the judges could evaluate only the legs of the participants. The contest reflects the mid-20th century's obsession with beauty standards, especially focusing on specific body parts like legs, which were often seen as a symbol of femininity and grace. It's a curious snapshot of a time when such competitions were popular entertainment. Do you think beauty contests like these were harmless fun, or did they reinforce unhealthy beauty standards? Stay tuned for more captivating stories and fascinating historical moments. Don't forget to subscribe for more history-packed content, and let me know in the comments, what's your favorite piece of history?